Hi folks, welcome to your Planning Outlook. This updated on Tuesday the 28th of July. There's a real mixture of weather around at the moment. We've got chilly and very wild conditions on the mountains today, but by the end of the week some very hot conditions will be spreading their way northwards across the British Isles. There's some more rain to come though, particularly in western areas as we head onwards into Thursday, and the whole sequence pushes through for a generally changeable, unsettled outlook as we head onwards into the first week of August. Dealing with the short term first of all, and on Wednesday the westerly breeze is still there, the remnants of Tuesday's weather system that has brought the gales. That is more or less clearing away into Scandinavia. The legacy of that wind will just be around in the morning and tending to ease as the day goes on as higher pressure builds northwards. The next front's off the Atlantic though, pushing into Ireland. That will thicken some high cloud later. Otherwise, just one or two showers passing eastwards across northern Scotland, very rare showers elsewhere, and generally cloud breaking to higher tops. It's still a bit on the cool side, temperatures maybe a degree or so higher than what we've seen to start the week. As we head onwards into Wednesday evening and night, that rain that's out across Ireland will push further north and eastwards, really only overnight as it shows itself across the southwestern side of Scotland. There may be a little bit of rain from middle level cloud that gets in across Wales and just encroaching towards Pennine and Lake District areas as well as we head into first thing on Thursday morning. That rain gradually pushing further northwards, at its heaviest and most persistent across the southwestern parts of the Highlands into Dumfries and Galloway for a time in the morning, and extending further northwards and eastwards. Some uncertainty how far that patchy rain will have got across the North Pennines and also even across the central and eastern side of the Highlands. I'd expect some rain associated with what is a warm front just to extend northwards through the day. It may be very patchy north of the Cairngorms, most persistent across the Western Highlands, and gradually extending further north later on in the day. There's the synoptic chart for Thursday. That's more or less the position of the warm front, we think, around the middle of the day, just extending gradually northwards across the western side of Scotland. Behind that warm front is very much more humid air, so very low cloud, extensive fog from lower levels upwards around the western coastal mountains in Scotland, and that extending pretty well inland and northwards as well through the day. Towards the north of the Highlands and the eastern side, we may well stick with higher cloud breaks for a good part of the day. We're just watching to what extent the low cloud hangs on around coastal fells in the Lake District. It may well be extensive here at first, but some breaks likely to form as that front clears away. But with that humid air, it could be that around some of the coast that cloud is slow to break up. Strongest of the winds around the western coastal hills, mainly in Scotland. Lighter winds for England and Wales as a whole, and generally a good amount of sunshine and dry weather around, with temperatures increasingly very warm in that sunshine. It's a distinct plume of very hot air that's being drawn out of Spain and France across Britain to end the week, and all of a sudden temperatures climbing into the mid or even upper 20s in some spots. Some Highland glens could be well over 25 degrees, and around the Peak District into the upper 20s as well by the afternoon. A generally dry day with lots of strong hot sunshine, but a few flies in the ointment. One of those is this front coming in off the Atlantic, which will start to build high-level cloud in from the west, and the risk of an isolated burst of rain across western Scotland late on in the day wouldn't rule out a very isolated thunderstorm. More likely, though, it's when that front fully comes in into the evening and the night that some bursts of rain will start to swing in from the west. Another potential problem is this little trough which is developing out of Biscay and over northern France, which is likely to track its way northwards across Britain as we head onwards through Friday afternoon. Now, it may well miss Wales altogether, and it may well miss most of the mountain areas through the day, but it has that chance of just firing off one or two local plumes of thunderstorms, maybe just tracking around the eastern side of the Peak District and the Pennines as we head towards Friday evening and night. Very, very hit and miss with those. Just keep an eye on your local forecasts on the progress of those. And despite the very warm and humid conditions, it will be a rather windy day with some very gusty conditions in places locally through some of the passes and into some of the corries toward the northern side of major summits, and places may be around gale force, 40-45 miles per hour in gusts through the course of Friday. Heading into Saturday, and we get that cold front away toward the east, any thundery activity overnight more or less clearing away, with the heat taken away into Scandinavia as quickly as it arrived, and we're back into a fresher Atlantic west by southwesterly flow with a scattering of showers, those spreading inland from western coasts in the morning, and a few tracking eastwards into the afternoon. The odd heavy burst can't be ruled out, but some cloud breaks and some sunny spells around. The strongest of that breeze will be across the northwestern side of Scotland. By Sunday, it's still a showery mixture really, with a west or southwesterly breeze prevailing, showers passing from west to east through the day with some locally heavy bursts around, particularly eastern areas by the afternoon. Another feature developing toward the southwest may well move in as we head towards the back end of the day. Again, may well be a fresh breeze across most of the mountains and temperatures back to being rather on the cool side. And that's more or less the way of things as we go onwards into early next week, as various weather systems off the Atlantic start to gang up once again and move in across the British Isles. Some heavy rain likely at times, some thundery showers in there as well. Also some drier and brighter periods. Things will vary from place to place as we go through those days ahead. But the overall message of low pressure staying nearby, so fairly unsettled, changeable conditions at best, is at the order of things, and the likelihood of some sustained heavy rainfall and temperatures staying mostly on the cool side. So sun cream at the ready for a brief heat wave at the end of this week, then quickly back to normal. Thanks for watching this video today. Bye for now.